Hi, my name is Louis Butler. I am with Simpleray. We're a renewable energy company based out of the Midwest. We're going to do a quick update on the adjustable block program now that it has opened. Today is February the 8th, so we still got about a little under a week left for the program to be open. You can get a hold of me, Louis Butler at simpleray.com. My phone number is 419-770-4622. You can also go to our website, simpleray.com. Follow us on Facebook, a whole bunch of ways to reach out to us. So what is the adjustable block program? What's going on with it? The program, which was originally slated to open on January 15th, actually opened on the 30th. It's going to be open and accepting applications at least for the first 14 days there. The submissions for any block that is going to end up going to a lottery, meaning more people and projects have applied than what they have funding for. If it goes to a lottery, those applications are going to stop being accepted at noon on February 13th. So we're currently unsure which parts of the program are going to be going to lottery and which ones aren't. We'll dig into that here in a second. If any of these thresholds are not filled, the program will continue to be open and applications will be accepted on a first come, first served basis. So when we talk about the adjustable block program, we need to talk about these blocks. So there's Group A and Group B. Which group you're in is based upon who your utility provider is or where you're located at. So Group A is Ameren, Group B is ComEd, and then there's some service territories in there. Most people that we've dealt with are on Ameren or ComEd. In the Ameren block, they have allocated 22 megawatts AC for block 1, 22 megawatts AC for block 2, and 5.5 megawatts AC for block 3. So if your project falls between over 10 kW AC up to 2 megs AC, you are considered in the large block. And so a lot of our commercial, industrial, ag projects fall within this category. So in Ameren, for example, they've already had a number of applications come in, which we're going to look at the website here in a second, but at least 40 megawatts AC has been applied for already. So that means that there's enough capacity to fill block 1 and almost enough capacity to fill block 2. So what will happen is once 44 megawatts AC has been crested, all projects that have been submitted in this large block will be put into a lottery. Those will be pulled out randomly, and those projects that take up that capacity will all get block 1 pricing. Anything after that will be put in line to get block 3 pricing, and if the number of projects and the capacity is so large that it takes up that 5.5 megawatts AC, it has the potential to be pushed into what we can call block 4 for now, or not be immediately funded. So as you can see, the total capacity for the start of the adjustable block program in this large block is approximately 49.5 megawatts AC. And that is true of the small, large, and community solar groupings there. In the ComEd territory, you have 52 megawatts AC in block 1, 52 megawatts AC in block 2, and 13 megawatts AC in block 3. So currently, only 24 megawatts AC has been applied for in ComEd territory. That is, as we sit here approximately noon on the 8th and record this, it's entirely possible that over the weekend or before next Wednesday, a ton of projects come in to these and that the demand for the program vastly outstrips where things currently stand. So if the total submissions are over each utility's respective totals, then applications go to the lottery, and those who don't get into block 1 or 2, which is going to become one giant block 1 essentially, will qualify for block 3. So currently in the group A, in terms of total capacity, it's roughly 49.5 megawatts AC that the program has been allocated for. So roughly this 50 megawatts is the number that needs to be crested in order for the group A Ameren projects to go to lottery. So you can see here clearly the community solar block is closing in on 350 megawatts AC. That means only about 1 out of every 7 projects is going to get funded, because these are all probably 2 megawatt AC projects are pretty close. On the large DG block, where a lot of our industrial and commercial projects are, it's currently sitting at 40. Will very quickly get to 50, I suspect, and these projects will go to a lottery. If it doesn't go much past 50, then there's a very high likelihood that your project will be funded in this first round. And we have not spent much time talking about this small block, and that's because it's going to take an enormous number of projects to fill up that capacity. So if you're in the small DG block or residential system, 10 kW AC and under, you have a very, very high likelihood of getting funded unless something really wild and wacky happens here. The more interesting story as we sit here and discuss this today is the Group B, which is ComEd large C&I block here. It's currently sitting right around 24, but in order for this to go to lottery, it has to go up to, I think it's 117 megawatts AC, so we'd have to get all the way out here. So we're currently at roughly 25% of available capacity for this program opening. And at that 24 megawatts AC, currently, if the program were to close today, everyone would get block 1 pricing, and there would be more funding available for a large number of people. So if you're on ComEd and you have a proposal and you're thinking about it and you'd like us to apply on your behalf and take a last-ditch shot at this, we can. Or at the very least, you can be first in line as soon as the initial program opening is over there. Get to my next slide here. So if you go to illinoisabp.com/dashboard-status, you can keep an eye on this. They update it every night at 9 p.m. So if you're like me, you're sitting there with a glass of wine and you're just waiting and hitting F5 and just waiting them to update the applications. So they'll give you this chart and you can see the various stages that all the applications are in. You can also get a spreadsheet if you really like playing with numbers, and you can see the exact numbers of how much has been submitted. So these numbers are as of this morning, so I'm sure they're going to get updated tonight. I'm not sure if they get updated over the weekend or not. The interesting thing where no one knows exactly what's going to happen here is that there's 25% extra capacity that has not been allocated on each utility company or in total of the program. So there's still some extra capacity out there that the IPA is not allocated. So they were going to wait to see what the initial demand looked like for the programs, and then afterwards they're going to allocate that funding. So some of that funding could go to community solar, some of it could go to residential, some of it could go to that large C&I block. I would anticipate a lot of it is going to go to that community solar piece. Very little of it going to the residential piece, considering how much available capacity there is relative to the size of projects. So our hope is that some of that money will go to a lot of our commercial, industrial, agricultural customers there, if and when these programs fill up. So, if you're on Ameren, the hope would be there'd be some more money available after this initial round, and the IPA decides what they're going to do with that extra capacity. So we have some guesses as to what we would like to have happen or what we think might happen, but there's been nothing definitive said out loud about that yet. So that's our quick webinar update here. If you have any questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, follow us on Instagram. We are always sharing really great pictures and interesting things about the industry. Thanks so much for your attention, and we'll talk with you soon.